Monday, ladies and gentlemen. What a beautiful Monday. Give me a second. Let me lower the volume here. What a beautiful Monday. After a beautiful Sunday. Football is back in action. And like I said all last week, we will be here every day giving you updates and news and all the shebang. Football talk and all the good stuff. We're going to run down last night, yesterday's scores, stats, thoughts, tonight's predictions, and continue conversating about football for a bit here for the next half hour. This is Zone Talk Sports. Appreciate if y'all hit that thumbs up. You hit that share button. Make sure you hit that notification bell. And make sure you all subscribe. Finally, NFL football came back into full effect. And I had a wonderful night watching my Dallas Cowboys just lay the hammer all over the New York Giants. Watching Eli look like he doesn't belong out there on the field anymore, and I just keep going, leave Eli out there for a couple more years so we can keep picking on the Giants. I enjoy it. Eli had the nerve to scramble and run with the ball. Well, boy, the Dallas Cowboys popped that shit out of his pocket. Fumble! Well, now we know football's back into full effect. Week 1 is almost finished after tonight's final 2 games. Then we'll be heading on for week numero 2. Now, last night, let me get these stats up. I literally just had the page up full of stats. There we go. First of all, we're going to talk about the Cleveland Browns and the Tennessee Titans. Now, what was overhyped all summer about the Cleveland Browns? Now, my prediction, I did call Cleveland to win this Sunday, but I was wrong on my prediction. But I'm right on my overall prediction about Cleveland being overhyped. Last night, they had Tennessee go into the dog pound and murder them. They what? Murdered them. 43-13 last night. The Tennessee Titans beat the Cleveland Browns. Baker Mayfield threw for 285 and a touchdown. Derrick Henry ran for 84 yards and a touchdown. The rookie A.J. Brown went for 3 receptions and a hundo. I see Dirty Larry. What up? What's going on, Dirty Larry, in the chat room? So Tennessee went up to Cleveland and put the mudhound all over them. Mayfield threw 3 interceptions. Cleveland just looked out of it. It wasn't a good look for this overhyped Cleveland team. I told you guys yesterday, or the day before, whenever I spoke on it, that Cleveland was a tough defensive team. Remember, I said I was iffy about this game. I thought Cleveland was going to pull it out being at home, but I told y'all I was iffy about this game because Tennessee is a good defense. And yesterday, you seen that, 43-13. Now we're going to move on to the mud stomping in Baltimore. Baltimore mud stomped Miami. The Dolphins 59-10. Oh, it was a massacre. It was a massacre. Lamar Jackson, 324 yards, 5 touchdowns. Mark Ingram, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Rookie Marquise Hollywood Brown, 147 off of 4 receptions, 2 touchdowns. Miami Dolphins look worse than a Canadian football team. It looked like a playground game for the Baltimore Ravens. It was embarrassing. Big Court in the building. What up, brother? But the rookie, Marquise Brown, did any of you guys sneak him in your FanDuel lineups? I did at $5,000. I had him on several of my FanDuel teams at $5,000. That man I think he had a little bit at around 30 fantasy points. Yeah, the value on that. If you put him in your fantasy and had a winning lineup last night, you were laughing watching him just rack up points last night. Rack them. Then we're gonna go to the Minnesota Vikings. How come Dirty Larry shit is not popping up? Uh, we're gonna go to the Minnesota Vikings and the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons came out flat as hell. They just didn't have it. I told you I was a little bit worried about that. In Minnesota, home game, I didn't think they were going to be able to beat Minnesota. Dalvin Cook ran for 111 yards, 2 touchdowns. He looked really good out there. Tight end Austin Hooper for Atlanta had 9 receptions, 77 yards. Matt Ryan had 304 yards, 2 touchdowns. And they just couldn't get outside of, they just couldn't score the ball. Minnesota's defense played well. They're healthy. They play well when they're healthy anyways. And Kirk Cousins actually played good last night. I got to give Cousins props. He actually looked decent last night. I don't expect that to maintain through the whole season. We're still talking about Kirk Cousins here. But he did look good last night. Now we got Buffalo beat the Jets 17-6 and poured the Jets through this game away last night. The Jets had Buffalo beat complete. It wasn't even a game most of the game. Somehow, at the end of the game, they allowed Buffalo to come back and win this game, 17-16. Josh Allen threw for 254 and a touchdown. Rookie Devin Singletary ran for 70 yards for the Bills. And John Brown had 123 yards and a touchdown for Buffalo. The Jets started off well, but then the second half, they just looked flat. And Buffalo took advantage of that and made a comeback. But remember, I told you guys, go look at my prediction. I told you Buffalo was going to beat them. I picked the Bills over the Jets. Redskins and the Eagles. Philly was getting killed by the Redskins. Another game that the Redskins threw away. I believe the Redskins were up, was it 21? They were up by a large amount. It was enough to where they should have won the game. Philly come back, win the goddamn game. Case Keenum had 380 and 3 touchdowns. Darren Sproles had 47 yards. Deshaun Jackson had a beautiful game with 154 and 2 touchdowns on his old team, the Redskins. Carson Wentz looked flat the first half, but looked better the second half. Redskins took a loss on the road. Philly got a win at home. Next game, we had the Rams-Panthers, which was a good game if any of you guys watched it. Cam had 231 in the pick. Christian McCaffrey had 128 and 2 touchdowns. And he had 10 receptions. Listen to these stats. He ran 19 carries for 128 yards, 2 TDs. He caught the ball 10 times for 81 yards. So he had over 200 yards as far as yards altogether. And it was a good game, but see, I'm still doing the slip up. The LA Rams, caught them at the end there and ended up winning the game. The Chiefs beat the Panthers 40-26. I see Mark Mingle in the building. What's up, Mark? All is well, brother. I got a lot of work to do today. It's going to be busy on here and Zone Talks Live. I'm probably going to do like a troll video before I do content, because I have a, when I have something to say, I just don't do it anyways. But so yeah, I got to go over there and be a jackass for a minute later. And then, we're going to get back at the actual, the content. We got lots of content to do today. Let's get back to the Chiefs and the Jaguars. The Chiefs and the Jaguars. The Chiefs went 40-26. Nick Foles is out, y'all. Nick Foles looks to be out for at least minimum 8 to 12 weeks minimum. He may not even be back for the regular season, depending on how it heals. It's looking bad in Jacksonville already. I can't even tell you what their rookie quarterback name was. When they said that dude's name, I was like, what? I can't even. Let me look. Let me hit the box score. The starting quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars is Gardner Minshew. Now that sounds like taking a shit. I went to the bathroom to Gardner Minshew. Okay? So, but Gardner played all right. Check out Gardner's stats. I got Gardner. Gardner went 22 for 25. That's good. He only missed 3 passes, threw it 25 times. That's good. He had 275 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's actually all right. He had a rating of 122.5. So it's kind of not bad, right? But hey, The fuck is that? Oh, that must be an ad-on here. I said, the fuck is that noise? I heard background noise on my speakers, but it's Andy Reid interview in the background. This shit freaked me out because I'm like, I ain't got nothing playing. But when I click the stream on to check the stats, Andy Reid plays, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? Anyways, goddamn, Gardner Minshew is now the quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Kansas City won 40-26. Patrick Mahomes went for 378. He tweaked his ankle, by the way, but I think he'll be fine. He played the rest of the game. He went for 378, 3 touchdowns. LaShawn McCoy went for, what I tell y'all, LaShawn McCoy went for 10 carries, 81 yards. Now imagine if LaShawn had 20 carries. Right? Imagine if LaShawn had 20 carries, or 19, 15. He would have easily gave you 100 easily. Sammy Watkins went for 9 receptions, 198 yards, 3 touchdowns. He went the hell off. They couldn't stop him. They could not stop him, and which I found surprising, having Ramsey and all those guys, the secondary that the Jacksonville Jaguars have. I couldn't believe that Watson was just beating him the way he was. The Chiefs look ready to rock and roll again. Bad news, though. Tyreek Hill will be out for some weeks. He was hospitalized with that shoulder injury. There's still no real news. Like when I seen a report earlier, there wasn't like a real news. It was just saying that he'll probably be out for a few weeks with the injury, but there was no update on what it actually was. But so no Tyreek Hill for a few weeks. They're gonna have to watch out for Mecole Hardman. I'll be expecting to probably take his place at that position for deep balls. So, guys that are in fantasy leagues, keep your eye out for Mecole Hardman, the rookie, because he'll more than likely take over Tyreek's spot. Then you had this, I'll get ready to call him San Diego, the LA Chargers versus the Colts, which I predicted the Chargers would win that. If not, then I felt like there was trouble in paradise, which I'm going to speak on what I know for a fact is trouble in paradise when we get to that game. But Phillip Rivers went for 333, 3 touchdowns. Marlon Mack had a hell of a game, 174, 1 touchdown. Keenan Allen went for 123, 1 touchdown. Good game, went to OT. Chargers pulled it off in OT. How come they're not showing Austin Eckler's stats? I got to go to the box score real quick because I don't know them off the top of my head. Austin Eckler had a hell of a game too because that's what I thought it was. Austin Eckler went for 12 carries, 58 rushing yards, and a touchdown. Then he went for 6 catches, 96 yards, and 2 touchdowns receiving. So, yeah, I thought he had a pretty decent game. T.Y. Hilton also went off for 87 yards and 2 touchdowns. Try to get through these stats quick because talking on these stats can take longer than what you think as many games that they are. Then you had the Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, hey, Brissett did play decent, and you're right. Fournette can't do it alone. The Cincinnati Bengals actually played okay versus Seattle. Seattle won by 1. Andy Dalton threw for 51 times. 34 completions, 35 completions to be exact. 51 attempts, 418 yards, 2 touchdowns. Chris Carson had 46 yards and a touchdown. John Ross, the third, had 158 yards and 2 touchdowns for the Bengals. He was burning them. Then we're gonna go to America's favorite team, the team of my heart, the team of my. It's the all and be all of it all. You ready for it? The Dallas Cowboys. Oh, what a lovely stomping it was. It was just like synchronized organization swimming and some shit like this. The way Dak in the offense and just water. Easy. Water. Easy. Look at this. Do that. Touchdown. Deep ball. It was just working. It was just all that. Gallup was killing. Coop was killing. Oh, it was beautiful. But I can't waste too much time in because I will spend a half hour on this game if I want to. But we can't do that right now, okay? Anyway, Dak threw for 405 yards. He only missed 7 incompletions. He went 25 to 32, 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. Saquon Barkley, 11 carries, 120 yards. That's a hell of a game. 11 carries, 120 yards. That's over 10 yards per carry. Okay? Michael Gallup had 7 receptions, 158 yards. All right? Now, just because it's my Cowboys, we got to go a little bit more down. Sorry, but it is what it is. We got to have a stat. Eli Manning, he threw for 300 yards. He only had a touchdown, though. Elliott had 53 yards and a touchdown, for anyone wondering. Amari Cooper and Gallup both had 100 yards. Amari had 106 and a touchdown. Randall Cobb had 70 and a touchdown. Evan Ingram had a good game with 116 and a touchdown. Yeah. And we had some fumbles. You know what I'm saying? Dallas was doing a thing out there. We all proud of that. But let's get back to the stats. Yeah, Dak played a hell of a game. You said Trevor or Tua would be an upgrade in Cincinnati. They're going to have to do something. But I save that conversation, Mark, for the end of the stats. I want to talk about Saquon for a second. I'm gonna make sure I remember. Just make sure in case I forget it. Just say go, bro. Saquon. We had a tie yesterday in a. This is the game that I want to talk about. The Detroit Lions. They're in trouble. Matthew Stafford was struggling so bad last night, and they were beating the Cardinals. They allowed Arizona to come back and tie the fucking game up. Matthew Stafford and them couldn't even put up a fucking field goal just to make sure that they won the fucking game. Matthew Stafford, now I will be with a lot of people who say he's not as good as he was supposed to be. I'm personally done giving Matthew Stafford chances. He's just an okay quarterback. And last night he proved it, that he's just an okay quarterback. Maybe I had my blinders on about Matthew Stafford all these times that other people have been disagreeing with me giving him props. But I am now on y'all side when it comes to motherfucking Matthew Stafford, because last night what I watched was enough. I said, this is enough. This is embarrassing. The Detroit Lions, y'all should be ashamed of yourself for the way y'all played yesterday. And in fact, it shouldn't even have been a tie. Arizona should have won their fucking game. A goddamn disgrace what Detroit was out there doing. Matthew Stafford threw for 385, 3 touchdowns. Running back from Arizona, David Johnson, had 18 carries, 82 yards. Rookie tight end from Detroit, T.J. Hockenson, did have a hell of a game. He had 131 in his debut and a touchdown. A few rookies had a good debut yesterday. You also had this horrible fuck, Jameis Winston. Look, Jameis Winston is garbage. He ain't got it. I'm sorry. Jameis Winston ain't got it at all. I watched the brother. Same thing goes with Matthew Stafford. I tried to give the brother a chance. And you know, they get a little soft spot because you know black quarterbacks get picked on. So I'm always trying to be like, no, it's not that. It's not. You're waiting for them to have their moment to show people that they're not what they're typically called. I can no longer do that with Jameis Winston, man. I can't. I believe the guy may not even be a starting quarterback in the league. He may be a good backup. They went out there and looked like doo-doo against the San Francisco 49ers. And Tampa Bay seems stuck in a rut like the Detroit Lions. It's almost like no matter what head coach you bring over, that team is just what it is. Same thing with Detroit. You just get this feeling that Tampa Bay plays with no heart on defense, on offense. They need to blow that shit up. Winston's garbage, man. I was watching that and going, what the hell is he throwing? The Niners deserved to sit out there and whoop their ass yesterday. Yes, they did. Because Jameis Winston he's not it. He's just not it at all. Nope, they were better off keeping Ryan Fitzpatrick. Less money, saving money. Because that guy's not it. Now, the rookie from last year, the running back, looked okay for Tampa Bay. But, I mean, it was against a Niners defense that is still young and not that great neither. But overall, the Niners came out to play yesterday, and they won 31-17. Point blank period. Garoppolo went for 166, a touchdown and a pick. Jameis Winston went for 194, 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. 3 interceptions. His rating, y'all ready for his QBR rating? Oh my God. His QBR rating was 8.6. A 8.6 QBR. His RTG was 45. The dude, he was out there playing like a Canadian Football League quarterback. It's just not him, man. There wasn't much running in either side outside of Ronald Jones. Wasn't even much. Mike Evans was shut out. San Francisco did a hell of a job making sure Mike Evans didn't eat. Godwin had 53 and a touchdown. There wasn't much touchdowns on either side. Richie James had a touchdown over there in San Francisco. Yeah, well, it wasn't exciting. Because it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Anyways, let's get to the Sunday night game, which was even more embarrassing. Pittsburgh went to New England and got smoked. 33-3. Tom Brady is 42 years old out there playing like baby Jesus. Oh yes, he is. That man is spectacular. Like, this man came out last night looking like age ain't nothing but a number. 341 yards, 3 touchdowns. Philip Dorsett looked really good too last night. He came on. The product from Miami is a late bloomer. Some guys bloom late. Philip Dorsett seems to be one of those late bloomers that's starting to become a guy a few years later on into his career. Just had to get, warmed up to the league. Ted Ginn was kind of the same. Remember Ted Ginn flopped a little bit with Miami, and then Ted Ginn went all over the place for a little bit, didn't he? And then all of a sudden, Ted Ginn became a little bit more consistent. But yeah, Philip Dorsett had 95 yards, 2 touchdowns. Edelman had 83 yards. Josh Gordon, 73 and a touchdown. Josh Gordon looked good yesterday too, man. And I'm telling you now, we already know New England's going to the Super Bowl, right? As long as health provides them, right? Because, Josh Gordon, Philip Dorsett, Julian Edelman, AB, yeah. Rex Burkhead, James White, Sony Michel. Oh yeah, this New England thing is just a little bit crazy here. And don't be surprised if Gronkowski goes, you know what, I'm coming back too. Just don't be surprised. It just may be by like the 8th game or something like that. This New England offense is looking like one of the best offenses put together I've ever seen. Do y'all understand the weapons I just named that they actually have? Those are all legit weapons. James Conner didn't do shit for Pittsburgh. He had 21 rushing yards. There's nothing to speak of in Pittsburgh, really. Ben Roethlisberger had an interception, 276. Juju had 78 yards. James Washington, 51. There's not really much to speak of because there was no offense in Pittsburgh, okay? Now, even as bad as Ben Roethlisberger did last night, his QBR was 18.2. Still wasn't as bad as Jameis Winston. Oh, boy. And who is the backup in Tampa Bay? I'm not even quite sure. Glennon is in Oakland. I'm not even sure who the backup is. So let's speak up on tonight's games. We have 2 games tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we have one in New Orleans and we have one in Oakland. The first game tonight at 9 o'clock, 10 after 9, will be played in New Orleans, and you can get your tickets as low as $60. No, I'm just joking. No, but the first game will be played in New Orleans. And this is a game, because I have to make my predictions and stuff now, because I don't think I'll be back to get around predictions. I got a ton of other work to do as far as sports and other news. So I need to make my predictions now. As far as the games tonight, we have to look at this Texans and New Orleans game as a possible shootout, or it could be surprising and be a surprisingly hell of a defensive game, because, you know, sometimes New Orleans turns it up, and Cam Jordan and the boys, they do come out and play a little bit of defense. And then the Texans, we know the Texans can play some defense too. But I'm expecting the boys to sling this out between Thomas, Hopkins, Kamara, you know what I'm saying? Duke Johnson. There's some weapons on both sides of both teams. I want to stick with the home team, but I'm very unsure. Like, I feel like Deshaun Jackson is going to pull it off tonight. Not sorry for saying Jackson. Deshaun Watson may pull this off tonight. It's hard for me to give you a prediction of this game. For this game, I really think it's going to be, it can really go both ways. I'm going to have to go New Orleans home, man. Like I have to. New Orleans wins at home. Fudge it. It is what it is. I'm going to pick the Saints at home. Then we're going to go Raiders, Broncos. I'm still going to stick with my prediction I made the other day with you guys. I'm just going to stay with it. I'm going to stay with the simple fact of all this AB and Oakland stuff going on, that we know it's going to be a horrible season for Oakland, but I'm going to give them week one to kind of do that, to surprise. You know how they do that storyline where we thought everything was going to be worse, and then they kill a team that week, and we're, oh, shit, the problems must not be that bad. They just need to get rid of AB. I think it's just going to be one of those tricky things. And then fucking week two, everyone would be hyped because Oakland just beat Denver, and then next week Oakland's going to lose like the next 9 games. So I'm going to stick to just that and go fucking Oakland, because it's not like Denver's that good neither. So I'm just going to go Oakland at home. They pick up the hype win at home, the opener. And then they fall for misery real fast. Yeah, I'm going to go with that one. I was pretty right on my predictions the other night too, wasn't I? Many of you got, I was right on that AB prediction. My games I got wrong, if I remember, we can go back and check the old show and someone can correct me, last show. I believe one game I did get wrong was, well, 2 games if we start Thursday. I had the Packers game wrong. I called the Bears. I called the Browns over the Titans. I was wrong. I called Baltimore. I was right. I called Minnesota. I was right. I called Buffalo over the Jets. I was right. I called Philly over Washington. Correct. I called Rams over Panthers. I called the Chiefs over Jaguars. I called the Chargers over Colts. I called Seattle over Bengals. I called Dallas over the Giants. Am I wrong or right about the Detroit game? Or is it like I called Detroit to win, they tied? I was wrong, so I dropped 3 games. I was wrong about the Niners and Bucks. I picked the Bucks to win that game. So I dropped 3 games this week so far. All the rest I had right, and I picked Patriots over the Steelers. I think I did. Go back and watch that video, because I might have even picked the Steelers over the Patriots, because I thought, if I'm correct, I said something about New England getting their shit together first, like they typically do. So I might have been wrong on 4. No, I did say New England, because I said, bro, they're playing in Foxborough. I said nobody beats New England in Foxborough. I remember, I exactly said that. So no, I did get 3 wrong. But yeah, so we got these games ready for the day. Let's check the NFL news, see if we got any morning news updates to give you guys. We have wrestling after Raw tonight. I'm gonna have to try to double watch 2 things, Monday Night Football and wrestling at the same time. So check this shit out. Y'all ready for the news? Okay, let's read the news. Now we're into the news. Jaguars to place Foles on injured reserve. The first season with the Jaguars might not be over, but he'll be gone to November. He'll be gone to November at the least. at the earliest. Jacksonville is placing their prize offseason edition on injured reserve with a likely designation to return. The team later confirmed the news. Foles underwent surgery Monday to repair the broken left clavicle, which he suffered in the first quarter of Sunday's loss to the Chiefs. In desperate need for QB depth, the Jaguars announced they have traded for Steelers backup quarterback Josh Dobbs. Rappaport added Pittsburgh will receive a 2020 fifth rounder in the deal. Dobbs, a fourth round pick in 2017, has attempted just 12 passes in his 3-year career. Foles completed 5 of 8 passes last night, 75 yards, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, got there. What else we got here? Darius Geis from the Washington Redskins suffered a severe left knee injury yesterday, is now having trouble with his right. Wow. So the running back underwent an MRI on his right knee this morning and expected to miss time. The team is hoping he won't need surgery and will conduct a full evaluation to rule out all possibilities. Damn, so injuries is coming out. Looks like AP will be back out on the field. Yeah, did y'all see that shit yesterday? You see that shit Greg Robertson did when he kicked Kenny Vaccaro? That was some garbage juice shit that he did, man. Let me see what the update is on that. Did they suspend him or what? He's facing a potential fine. They haven't laid down the law yet. Oh, Odell Beckham violated league rule with $350,000 watch. Star wide receiver sported a Richard Mille or Mile? I don't know. I'm not familiar with that name. Is it Richard Mille or Richard Mile? It's Mille watch during Sunday's season opener against the Titans. The accessory valued at $350,000 violated a league rule that prohibits wearing hard objects. What else we got? Todd Gurley said he felt good. Falcons' Chris Lindstrom broke his foot in the game. See what else we got as far as news. Oh, let's check injuries. Go back to injuries real quick. Can we go back? Let's see. Get an update on injuries. Injuries week 1. Oh, it's just showing yesterday's injuries before the game. It's not showing updated injuries. They're showing pregame injuries there. Yeah, I really don't have much else here on the news. The news seems pretty quiet. They said that Antonio Brown couldn't play the game last night because the Patriots just missed the deadline when they picked him up. The deadline, you have to put your rosters in Saturday by, I think it's like 5 o'clock or something like that. And the Patriots picked him up like a half hour after the deadline, so he couldn't play in yesterday's game. Yeah, there's not much NFL news there, but we definitely got some other shit. Yeah, Miles Jack was acting very childish. That was very childish of Miles Jack. Like, grow up, bro. Von Miller, Bradley Chubb are going to eat Carr up tonight. Good point, Mark Mingle. Maybe, I'm hoping, just for my prediction-wise, John Gruden wrote up a different game plan to help get the ball out of Derek Carr's hand fast enough. But I actually agree with you. Between Chubb and Miller, we know that Denver Broncos got that line. You got that line. So yeah, let me see how much time I've been on here real quick, because you know I don't like going too long here. Yeah, let me get ready to close this one out, because we're going to go over Zone Talks Live and pop a little bit of the bubbly and talk shit for a little bit before I give you guys a full days of content. All right? So, hey, shout out to each and every one of you guys in the chat room right now that came over and enjoyed today's show. If there's any other football updates today, we will be back live over here as well. If there's any other news, I'll post it. If there's any other sports update for the most part, I will post it. Oh, and other sports news around the world. Poor, sweet Venus. So, what was it, Serena or Venus that lost? I don't really watch that shit. But I see a Canadian girl won. What? The Canadian girl done stole the damn cup. Damn. Don't be mad at us Canadians, now. I don't even know that woman. I'm just teasing with y'all. I don't know that woman or care. I will see you guys. Yeah, it was Serena. Okay, yeah. I don't watch tennis, bro. I'm not into that. Like nothing but respect for the Williams sisters, how they broke barriers and shit. Like I think that's dope as hell. But I'm not gonna be like, well, because they're black now, I have to watch tennis. You get what I'm saying? But I'll support their journey through supporting them. Like I want them to do their thing. You know what I mean? But I'm just not into tennis. Kind of like the Tiger Woods thing, or any other. Yeah, we cheering for you, but I don't never watch it. I won't watch golf. Yeah, see, brother, I couldn't tell you. And every dog has its day. How many of y'all remember, what's the player's name that played for the Washington Wizards back in 90? I want to think it was 91 or 92. I can't remember his name. He was like a second round pick. I think his last name was Smith or something like that. Not Michael Adams. It was the shooting guard or small forward or something like that. It was a young fella. In one game, they played the Bulls, and he bust Michael Jordan's ass. He had like 38 points on Michael Jordan. And he never did that again. We don't even remember his name. That's why some of y'all probably go, who is he talking about? Yeah, because we don't even, I barely remember his name. I just remember it. I just can't remember his name in fully. Every dog has its day, even Michael Jordan. No one talks about that. Everyone just talks about how Michael bust everybody else's ass. No one talks about the games where some people might have bust Michael's ass. So Serena just had her day. That's all. She'll be back. But now, let me close this one out. Thank you guys for y'all time. Please make sure y'all hit that share button for me. Please make sure you hit that subscribe, the notification bell, so when we go live, y'all are in here. And we are about to go over there, so we can go over there. All right, we will see y'all later. Love y'all. We will see you later. And tomorrow morning for NFL updates to give you the updates from last night's game and news and all that good stuff. Get you ready for week 2's fantasy. To get you ready for next week's football. That's what we do here. See you guys, and we'll have wrestling after Raw tonight. So if you like wrestling, we'll be here for wrestling tonight too. We missed UFC Saturday only because we had the hurricane. We didn't have no power. So sorry we missed that. I heard Khabib won. I got to go back and watch the fight because I missed the fight. I didn't even get to watch it at all. So yeah, I'll see y'all later. Peace, love to all you guys. Shout out to all y'all in the chat room. Thank you guys. Until next time, peace, love, zone out.